You have reached your destination.
Yep. Okay, today is Saturday, 11 December, and I'm working on, well, the other rear fender. I finished this one up, more or less. You can see I've got a couple holes I'll do. And I have coated the back of this with epoxy primer. I much prefer to put epoxy primer down on bare metal and then any body work above that. So I will patch that hole again with some fiberglass. And there it is on the other side. Yeah. So I'll probably do all of the outer portion of all of these panels last, once I have them all welded together. Show you the other one. There we go. Just as rusty as the other, just as dog-legged out as the other, and a lot of tar, or I don't know what that stuff is, fender coater, I don't know, as the other. So I'll start there. I'll heat that stuff up with my torch and putty knife it off, and then just angle grind and flapper disc the rest of the stuff off. I mean, it's just rust, it's surface rust. This panel is in much better shape than the other one. I don't see any rust throughs. So, you know, except for that dog leg, it's in really good condition. And I'm likely just to cut it off there anyway, or somewhere thereabouts. So, I'm going to get into it. Okay, this one came out pretty well. Again, except for the dog leg that more or less rounded out. The rest of it looks really nice. No rust throughs. Yeah. So, I know this looks white in the, that's actually just silver. I'm going to clean this off with some acetone and paint this. Again, hand brush it with epoxy primer. I plan on re-spraying it with epoxy primer and smoothing it out on the inside so it looks nicer. And then spraying it with Eastwood's chassis paint a long time from now, maybe months from now. But I think I'm ready to bring in the rear portion of it. Making good progress today. Quite a bit of surface rust. Oops, quite a bit of surface rust, but surface rust is surface and not all the way through. That's easy to do. Mud, I think. So I'm going to vacuum this thing out, get a gander at what I've got, and come up with a game plan. Obviously, these things are shot. Some Bondo there. But what I think I'm going to do is cut this right about here. And I'm doing this on purpose so that I have this as a steadying piece. Anytime you've got a horizontal and then a vertical, the vertical will provide stabilization of the overall form. And I want to do that. So, this is a good piece. I'm going to save that. This back piece is a good piece. I can save that probably. Give it away wherever wants I can have it. Same thing with this. Whoops, this. Yeah. Then of course the back of this is all the back of this whole thing is aluminum. At one point it had a luggage rack. The metal frame here gonna need some work. I'm not sure what I'll do about that. Yeah, I'm not sure. My intention for the opening mechanism on this thing is a Volkswagen type where it's got that little, I don't know, curved thing with a push button. That'll open it, and then I'll have a mechanism to open the front one from inside. Or a lock and key kind of a deal. Although I might freeze in the wintertime. I don't know. Yeah, we'll figure it out. But stripping this will take the better part of 3 or 4 hours. Getting it off, I'm going to have to spray in some PB blaster or something in there. And then take it all off. Helicopter went overhead. Yeah, there it is. I think you can see it, yeah. I've heard all kinds of sirens today, so that's probably the Maryland rescue. Once I get the fender onto this thing, I'm going to grind down all of this so it is extremely clean, right? Down to about 1 inch or ½ inch back from this seam. I then am going to bolt on the fenders and then weld them, both from the inside and the outside. So I'll do the seam from the outside first, and then with the bolts still on, I'll do inside where the lips meet up along this edge here. I've got some weld through primer, which is okay. It's not the greatest, but it does the job. And then comes another helicopter. Huh. And then we'll hack off the stuff I don't need. Yeah, this is enjoyable stuff. I'm really looking forward to getting a lot of this going. So I don't know how well you can see that. My entire garage floor is just this light coating of moisture. It having been cold for quite some time, my garage floor cooled off, and then a nice warm front with moist air came through. Most of the Midwest is getting snow. I am getting moist warm air, and my garage floor is moist and clammy. I've been sitting in it, so my ass is all moist. I hate that. Gosh darn, I hate that. Anyway, so this is on. And I have used leftover bolts. Show you these leftover bolts from my restoration for the fenders, and I've been soaking them in oil, not knowing what I do with the darn things, but you know, there we go. I think I'm going to need more for the other side. The other ones are not the right size, because all the other ones are captive nuts, right? So this is on, and what I should have done was do the same clearance on the fender, so I'll do that on the other one definitely. See how nicely all that rust comes off? Yeah. So this is likely to be my second to last video until the end of December when I get back from a vacation. But not bad. Not bad. So on the inside of this thing, I'm going to, roughly at the same point here, rather here, weld in metal on the vertical, right? So that I've got a nice caged area for the tire. And I'll do the same thing about this far in here and all the way up. And then the rest of that will be all just cargo area, right? So I'm going to leave this metal here. I'm going to cut it out because one, it's native, and two, it just adds to the stiffness of this entire endeavor. So yeah, that's not going to be too tough. I really do enjoy doing this. Tell you what.